All right, it's the Real Estate U Show, REUWorldwide.com. In our Homes and Land Studios, powered by Monarch Title of Texas. I'm E.L. Crane, and I'll introduce you to other people when they're deserving of it, but right now they don't deserve it. It's all about me. That's what people need to understand. Live streaming on the HughesNet Satellite Network, REUWorldwide.com, and RealEstateUShow.com. The REU Show brought to you by Platinum One Properties, a premier real estate firm headquartered in Houston, Texas. And they stand by creating the standard in real estate representation, buying, selling, leasing, and investing in real estate. We're here each and every Saturday, 11 a.m. Central, 12 noon Eastern, and 9 a.m. Pacific time. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Real Estate U Show. Spell out, you don't spell out the word U, it's just the letter U.
Letter.
The letter U. Whatever. Okay. Did I look retarded like that? Okay.
YMCA.
Am I not supposed to like this here? Okay. Our studio includes industry leaders and knowledge and comparable in the marketplace. Real estate news about real estate, mortgages, new construction, commercial real estate, and finance, and the entrepreneurs which drive our economy. Now, we're going to have a special guest later on the show. Her name is Attorney Danielle Campbell. No, I have not been charged with a crime. She's coming here to talk about estate planning. Okay? Right. I'm clean today. I'm not driving dirty today. No crimes here. Okay?
So if you have questions about estate planning, you want to send them in now, you can, and we'll be ready to ask her.
Yes, you can text us at our text line, 877-852-4401.
There you go. Now, as you see those interlopers jump my introduction of them just then, okay, but I'm going to come bring them back home. You know, I drive this car. I don't need nobody else driving my car right now.
Okay, we'll get in the back seat.
Okay. I'm joined by our very esteemed award-winning real estate broker owner, the beautiful, the dynamic, kind, realtor queen, Dina Ramos of Platinum One Properties.
Thank you for that introduction.
There you go. And she's also the host of Dina's Realtor Rant. We'll get to that later. You can learn more about the Platinum One Properties at PlatinumOneProperties.com. Spell out the word one. Don't be a dummy. PlatinumOneProperties.com.
It's not like you.
That's right.
Spell out O-N-E.
There you go. I'm also joined by our mortgage solution pro, that woman. Jennifer Nina of My Mortgage. She be that woman, okay?
Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
And now you can't have a show without our real estate sales pro, Chris Blackwell of the One Innovative Group, okay, powered by Platinum One Properties.
AKA.
Can't you tell he's the cute one? I'm
Yes,
just saying. He just totally can tell he's the cute one. Okay? He's the cute one of the real estate.
I mean, I did love being at the event the other day and just reminding some of our fellow realtors, I don't know why you can't remember me. How can you forget all
That's all
that?
That's the cute one right there. He
did
represents
say
the
that.
cute. He did say that. He was shameless. He was just shameless. Okay? The RU family consists of Monarch Title of Texas, Author Homes, the Real ELC, Homes and Landmark, Luxury Magazine, the Luxury Institute, and our preferred commercial lender, Osborne Advisors. Now, Real Estate U is the only DBM hosted multimedia real estate show in the universe.
Can you remind the folks what DBM is?
Disgruntled black man, people, but I'm not angry.
That's the main thing. As long as you're not angry.
Yeah, I'm not angry. Okay, now remember our weekly goals. The Educate, Inspire, Motivate class is now in session. You can listen to our previous shows on the RealEstateUShow.com website and our YouTube TV channel, which is up and running.
Yes.
It's up and
And we're
running.
posting segments daily
Yes.
at 5 p.m. Hit that notification bell
Yes.
so you can get notified.
Subscribe and like.
There you go. There you go. So as you know, each week we go on
We
a
need a
Real Estate U culture trip. Okay? Via the city of the week and available properties. Now, this is the only thing that Dina, Jennifer, and Chris allow me to do unsupervised.
That's true.
Okay, this is the only thing. Everything else I do supervised. Bathroom supervised, grocery store supervised,
Furniture shopping,
furniture shopping
supervised.
supervised. Hey, everything else I'm supervised, but not this. This is the one thing, and then you'll know why they supervise me everywhere else because of the city.
That's so true.
You guys will learn to walk.
Now, this is what I have. I have a 4-bedroom, 3 bath, 5,170 square foot home sitting on 2 acres with majestic mountain views
Oh.
for $995,000 with a very small monthly mortgage payment of $7,475.09.
Yeah.
Okay, in Hell Hollow, New Hampshire.
Okay.
The Hell Hollow, New Hampshire. But look at this. You too can live in Hell Hollow, New Hampshire. Right?
Beautiful.
Yeah, look at that there. And we go
Very
through.
nice.
Look at that. Look at the
Oh, I
look.
like the view.
Look at the view.
Nice little fire going in the fire.
Yeah, all that kind of thing. Because you need that up in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Because New Hampshire's.
Yes.
Okay, then you have. Look at this. This is the
nice.
views
Oh my
all
God, that is
around this
beautiful.
house. Look at that.
Wow.
You can't miss
Oh, look,
being
that's a little wood burning stuff over
impressed.
there in the corner.
There you go. Okay, you have. Look at this.
Oh, that's
Look at the
beautiful.
views all the way around.
the way
And I don't play the piano.
around.
No, I don't play the piano.
I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
I look at a piano, but I don't play a piano. Okay. I look at it, but I don't
Okay,
play
then I'm
it.
not going to negotiate that into the sale.
No.
Okay, let's keep going.
Look at that.
They should have a view in the bathroom too.
Yeah. Out the window, but I couldn't get the shot on there. Okay.
Oh.
Now, would you like to know how Hell Hollow, New Hampshire got its name?
Yes, please.
Okay. The story is that the devil was looking for a place to hide and found a place with great mountains and hiding places. After the devil's first winter, the devil changed his mind. He hollowed out a mountain and waited for spring and got the hell out of there.
That's because it was too cold. I think you might have forgot to mention, we're in Woodlands, Texas, just north of Houston. And we don't like it below 60 degrees.
No, we don't.
So, yeah, because, you know, I'm just saying with the devil. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, my next one. I have a 9-bedroom, 9-bath, 5,942 square foot home for $3,972,000
Okay.
Okay.
with a more than reasonable payment of $29,873.31.
That's expensive. That was high interest rate.
Yeah.
Or
In
taxes.
Cournud, France.
Cornud.
Cournud, France.
Is that one word or two?
Look at this.
Oh.
Look at this.
Oh,
This is
my.
gorgeous.
Yes, look at this. This is
Okay,
what I'm talking
I
about
don't care
here.
how it's spelled.
There you go.
Eventually.
Look at that.
Ooh.
You too can live like this.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's more my style right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you don't need to know how to spell the
Look at
city.
look at the proximity. You don't need to know how to court. Okay.
That is beautiful.
Look,
Okay.
you can go hiking down the little trail.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at this is outside, the rock garden and everything like that. That's why you have to like,
it.
subscribe, and share the Real Estate You Show. Okay.
That's right.
Look at this.
That's
Okay.
beautiful.
I'm telling
Gorgeous,
help
gorgeous.
me help you. That's all I'm saying. Help me help you.
How much
Okay.
was the payment again?
29,000 and something.
You need a roommate.
I'll give you something. At the very
They
end.
lost me at the 29,000. But look at these views. Okay.
It is
Oh,
gorgeous.
no,
All right.
yes.
Now, look at that. Now, see, Jennifer won't have company. I wouldn't want no company. I'd be out there all by myself.
And that's why we friends.
Look at this from your bedroom.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Yes.
beautiful. The glass.
Okay. Help me help you live like this. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure you call Dina Ramos at Platinum One Properties to get you a showing of this house. But would you like to know how it got its name before we go to break?
Yes.
I do.
The town of Cournud, translated into English, is naked body.
Well, I could see a few of those out there by the hole.
Yeah, naked body. So don't be surprised if you see a few naked bodies posing behind the town's welcome sign. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with our HAR Home of the Week and our good friend Daniel Chappell.
Campbell.
Campbell, same damn thing. Okay, Daniel Campbell. Danielle. Our producer just said Danielle.
Well,
She
she
just
just
sang it.
correct.
She sang it. Danielle.
Yeah.
Only thing with this was the damn baton. Okay. Okay, we're going to take a break, pay some bills. I'm E.L. Crane. They are not. But don't forget, like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell. Am I correct,
Yes.
Mr.
You are.
Blackwell?
That
Yes.
is good.
Take a break.
Yes.
Calling her now. Okay, something. I need you to.
Rest of it's about me.
Mark's gonna do that.
Okay.
Right. There you go.
Okay, we're back and we have a trespasser. Okay. What?
Okay,
Her
do
name
you
is
want
Attorney Danielle Campbell. When they told me attorney was coming on the show, I'm like, I haven't done anything in years. Okay, but then they said
But
there's
good
an
thing she doesn't do criminal.
yeah, well, like, okay, so she's an estate attorney. Okay. I was able to breathe after that, because I'm like,
I think I kind of shocked you and said, hey, next week's guest is going to be.
yeah,
Here's the website.
all that kind of stuff there. But welcome, Miss Danielle, to the Real Estate U Show. How you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. I don't.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Because as everybody knows, I don't like new people. Okay, but since you're a friend of Chris, I guess you can be a friend of mine.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think so.
Okay. Now Danielle is here because today's topic is about estate planning, reverse mortgages, and wills and things like that. So it's kind of
Her
Yeah.
specialty really fits in with today's topic, so I thought that she'd be a great guest today.
exactly. So now I know why I need a will. Excuse me. I know why she need a will because I need to inherit everything she has.
No, is it backwards?
So why do we need a will, Danielle? And can you give a few examples of the why?
Of course, right. So, you work your whole life to create this property and this estate and build things up, and whether you want to leave a legacy or let the last check bounce, you want to be able to kind of manage the way that that's happening and tell the people that are taking care of your property after you where you want your things to go. So now, of course, Texas does have laws that will take care of it for you if you don't have a will, but you might not like those results.
Oh, yeah.
And the main example that I give for really why you need a will is somebody who's on a second marriage, who has children with somebody who they're not currently married to, right? So, for example, if a man is married for a second time and he has children with another woman, and he dies without a will, well, then his children co-own his real estate, and so now his current wife has to deal with his ex-wife, and maybe his ex-wife might have the power to come in and divest her of her property and force her to sell it or get some other interest out of it somewhere else when.
Wow.
Maybe that, of course, was not his intent at all, right? Maybe he wants for his wife to have the property forever.
Well, hopefully he liked her enough to let her have that property for forever.
Exactly, right? And so, of course, you want to make sure that your spouse is taken care of. Now, you might want to have provisions in your will that say, well, my wife can live in this house until her death, but at that time it will then be divided between her heirs and my heirs. But that won't necessarily happen, it might happen if without the will, but you want to kind of just
I
make
can
sure
actually
it goes
speak
where
to
it's
that.
supposed to go.
My father died with a will, but also a demand statement. I'm from California, and the demand statement is basically for you to follow what's in the will. Okay, so but that was for his personal. His business stuff with the California, the state decided who was getting what and so forth because he had everything separated out, personal and professional.
Okay.
And so the fight started on, it was okay with the will. The fight started with the property, with all, I'm one of 15 children. Okay.
Small family.
So basically, I have sisters who don't speak to each other to this day
Because of that.
because of that. Okay, because it can get kind of scary, And my father, he was one of those people who said, "I don't plan on dying. I have an agreement with God." He would say he'd live with
We
say
all
something
think
like
that
that.
we do, but that's the truth. We're guaranteed death and taxes.
Exactly.
And
So
that's another reason to have a will
Exactly.
is because if you have a big family and maybe they don't all get along, the last thing that you want is for your family to be fighting over your stuff. But
Right.
if you just leave them a list, then the fight is taken care of.
and
Saturday,
we
Friday,
all
yeah.
got along prior to his death.
Wow.
But when monetary gains and losses came into place, it got really, really ugly. And I remember the stuff my dad used to joke about all the time. One, you don't own any of this. This belongs to me. Two, when I die, I'm gonna write a check to myself and take all my money with me. Okay. You go.
My dad says the same thing. Write me a check and just throw it in the box.
Yeah, I just throw it in the car, but I'm writing a check to myself. Okay, so in that regard, because my dad died when he was 66. At what age should someone get a will?
Well, in my opinion, when you're 18. So my daughter went to college this year, and before she went, of course, I had her do her entire estate plan, and she, of course, got to make the decisions about her stuff. She leaving everything to her brother. Hopefully, we avoid that situation, but when children do have some things, it might
Right.
just be personal items, but it's not just the will. For her, it's the medical power of attorney, it's the power of attorney, it's the physician's directive. It protects her in a lot of situations, not just the trinkets that she has in her room.
Wow.
So certainly when you're 18, when you get married, when you have a child, when you get divorced,
Right.
when these major life events happen, you should either make a will or have the will that you already have reviewed by an attorney. I would suggest reviewing your will every 5 to 10 years, depending on how many major life events happen.
change.
Right. And if you're specifically naming certain pieces of property in your will, and I try to avoid that in mine by just referring to real estate in general.
Okay.
But so like my will doesn't say my address, this house goes to this person. It says my real estate. Because if I move, then now I have to write a new will. So if you have specific property named in your will or described in your will, then you would want to, you know.
So you'd be like, Mom lived there 30 years ago.
So what happens if you have several properties? So then you will have to say, okay, this person gets all the real estate at that point?
You can, right? Or you can do specific bequests. So if you do have like a lot of rental property, you can say, you know, if you're not going to be getting rid of it, the property located at Oak Tree Lane is going to go to my son, and the property at Park Place is going to go to my daughter, and the property on Main Street is going to my sister, right? You can do that for sure. It's just like if your residence changes, you might want to.
Okay. So in my will, my old baseball cap goes to this kid, and then my dull knives go to this kid.
He's a little psycho. He gets the dull ones.
It's those little collections like that that really can create a lot of strife within families.
Oh,
Whether it's,
yeah.
you know, like family jewelry or like the china or dad's baseball card collection
Oh,
or
yeah.
a gun collection. You know, people will fight and spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
I
fighting
know,
over
we
these
from the
things.
South, I'm going to tell y'all, the one thing that just kind of irked me whenever my father passed away, I'm like, where was my mama's cast iron skillets?
Yeah.
That's right. That's
That's all I
right.
care about. Where they at? Which one you got them?
But it's true though. It's so true because in my mind, the fight starts. And see, you know, I don't have a problem sharing actual stuff. Well, me and my sibling, well, I already knew. Some of my siblings found out that they had a additional sibling
Yes.
at the wheel. Okay, and so
That's a nice little surprise.
yeah, I knew her because, you know, we went to high school together. But so basically, the other ones didn't know her. So basically, it was a little shocking. It's like, why are you in here? I said, well, that's our sister. No, I have enough. That's what my sister said. I have enough sisters. I don't need another one, damn it.
Yeah, you run into a lot of surprises.
Yes, you do.
And then, in real estate, we come across this situation quite a bit, and it's very sad, I think, to get involved in the sale of a property, and the siblings are upset, or there's at least one family member that may be upset, and it gets very difficult. So it's important that everybody tune in and really listen to what Danielle is explaining in this process, and see how this may be a benefit to you or one of your family members at this time.
Yeah, and Danielle is one of those entrepreneurs that we speak about, you know, what drives the economy, and she provides a necessary service to those who are going to die, not me.
Just all the rest of us.
Yeah, just the rest of it, you know.
Have another whiskey.
Me and the devil will be hanging out thousands of millennia right now, okay? But no, it's in all honesty, but everybody needs a will.
And
right?
the real benefit is if you spend a little bit of money up front getting your estate documents put together, then you're going to have an easier probate, if you need to probate at all, afterwards, because now Texas has one of the easiest probates in the country, certainly compared to California, which is one of the worst.
Yeah.
But a probate can cost thousands of dollars, and when you're adding into that the fact that you don't have an executor named and you don't have the property divided, and then the court has to figure it out, and there's fighting going on, that's automatically going to cost you more money and give money to the lawyer instead of to your children, which
Absolutely.
nobody wants.
So what we're going to do is, you know, you have a dynamic, all right, when it comes to a will. And I've always thought as wills, this is a time where you can show people who you love more than the other people. Okay?
And then you don't hear about it.
Yeah.
I get no feelings at the last
Yeah,
moment.
I ain't no feelings because I'm not here. So basically, have you seen in your history people cut out people in the will and they didn't know they was getting cut out?
Absolutely, and so, and of course, there are always a lot of, hand wringing, or there's a lot of guilt associated. So, what I tell my clients is, if you're feeling really guilty about what you're doing, go ahead and write a handwritten letter and put it with the will
With the
for
will.
the person who's been
Of
left
the
out.
why.
Where you can kind of explain it and say, look, I love you so much, but you have a lot of money and your brother's broke.
Right.
Or, you've ruined you've wasted everything. I can't trust you with it. Or, just kind of soften the blow a little bit. But yeah. People
Do
do
videos work as well?
I've never done one, but in Texas you have to have the
written.
written.
Ah.
They
But some
want
people
one.
they'll
We can help.
record it sometimes just to kind of have the dramatic effect. But we don't do the thing in the movies where we get everybody together. And
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
all
that was mine.
Yeah.
That was mine.
I'm all for the drama. Okay.
Here at Innovative Studios, if you have a client that wants to, we will be more than happy to.
Yeah, videotape you here.
But see,
studio.
I can see me right now. The reason I'm not giving you because you have the toilet paper going under instead of over the top.
Instantly did
So I'm E.L. Crane. I'm joined by the gracious Danielle Campbell. She's an attorney. We forgive her that she's an attorney. Okay. And then the cute one, Chris Blackwell. That woman, Jennifer Nina. And the adoring, loving, kind, warm queen of real estate, Dina Ramos of Platinum One Property. Okay, so we're gonna take a break, but we're not gonna let Danielle go because we got a couple more things to ask Danielle because I need to know how to hide my money. Okay, so
Not in Texas, honey. You're gonna make signs or
If you don't have a will, please stay tuned.
take a break.
I have a client for you, Danielle.
Okay, great. Good to know.
It's a lot of clicks. Now I'm back.
Our producer didn't stop by the liquor store before she got
I
here.
know.
That's the problem.
No, I think she just didn't drink enough of it before
Okay,
we
that
got
was
here.
wrong with- 'cause, you know, I'm really worried about our producer. Okay. Our producer, you know, she struggles, you know, and then she has a slave driver, executive producer
Yes.
that makes it even worse. You know, and he is like
Perfectionist.
Yes, but you say perfectionist, I say stalker. There's a difference between the two.
Not much difference.
Not much difference. So we're joined by Danielle Campbell. And by the way, my name is E.L. Crane, Craine. So when you put my name up on the screen, I need the correct spelling of my name because I want somebody else getting my paychecks.
As long as he can go to the bank, he's going to be okay.
So, Danielle, what law school did you go to?
South Texas College of Law.
Oh, she went to a great law school. Oh my God.
My grandfather recommended, so he was an attorney, so I just did what he told me to do. Yeah.
Well, good. Let me
Let's go with that.
Well, good. Let me advice to others.
Oh, yes, you know, yeah. South Texas College, they no joke down there.
Yeah,
Danielle,
sure.
can I ask you a question? And I'm speaking because we were back and forth, and we've heard a lot of people give us advice, and never sat down with an attorney to ask. So, what's the difference between a trust?
So a will is the
versus a
document where you
will.
say, hey, when I die, this is what I want you to do with my will, right? The trust also does that, but it's created while you're living, where you transfer your property into the trust. But it's created while and you put instructions in the trust for how that property is supposed to be managed. And of course, you're the trustee while you're living. And then you still can use your property as a trustee, but then when you die, there are instructions for who your following trustee is and then for the beneficiaries, your heirs, right? So if you properly create a trust, and if you properly fund the trust by actually moving your property into the name of the trust, then all the items that are in that trust are taken out of the probate system. And so there's a trade-off there, right? The trust costs a little bit more at the beginning, there's a rate, but at the end, you can directly try to save your family, potentially from all probate costs, right?
So this is the difference.
Oh, wow.
So this is the difference. Your family's going to bear the cost. It's either you're going to bear the cost
Right.
or your
But the reality
family's
is-
going to bear
yes,
the cost.
that's right. Yes, that's right. I will tell you, if you do it correctly, it will cost less to create your estate planning documents than it will cost your family to fix it later if you don't have to fix it later if you don't have
Okay.
to.
So, well, while we're talking about a trust, what are the benefits of having your property?
There is some restriction on liability, right, for certain things. It's the main benefit is avoiding probate.
Okay.
But you know, you also, you can build some trust type language into a will. What I like about the trust is just a little bit more specific, and you can transfer ownership of all these items directly into it, right? And so then, for example, if I have a trust and I die and I've got my 2 children, I'll include in my trust, okay, well, when they graduate from high school, give them $1,000 of a gift. And if they go to college, as long as they're enrolled in at least 12 hours and they're maintaining a 2.5, then you may pay for their college up to this amount if there's enough money in the trust. And then when they graduate from college, give them this gift. And when they get married, or if they have a child, you get much more specific in there. And so it does make it, it does give wider range of things that you can do.
So from my experience, I've also seen it's pretty much an entity.
That's correct.
You can do bank accounts, you can do property. I don't know if you can do vehicles, and you can put the vehicle into a trust.
Yes, you can put everything except you can't put the pension in there, anything that's going to die with you. And then of course you're not going to have, you're not going to have a credit card in the name of the trust. And also you're not going to anything that like you can have life insurance trust. You can have a vehicle, bank accounts, retirement account. All of that can go into the trust.
Okay, now, in my father's will, he had those same rules for me and my younger sister. So it doesn't have to be the will can say the same way as the trust.
Absolutely. The main benefit of the trust is the main difference between a will and a trust. If they can do the same thing and distribute your property the same way, you always have to probate. You don't always have to probate.
Because he allocated funds for me at an age, her at an age, stuff like that. She blew her money, I blew my money, but anyway.
I can see once the trust dies. That's why there's never transfer ownership.
The trust will die, so it just skips a generation, right? So eventually somebody's gonna have to probate down the road, right? So, but it does at least save one generation of probate expenses.
Okay, now this is the Real Estate Youth Show. I'm E.L. Crane, joined by Dina Ramos of Platinum One Properties, Jennifer Nina of My Mortgage Inc., and Chris Blackwell, One Innovator. And our guest today is attorney Danielle Campbell. See, you had to tell me about Danielle. You had to do that this time. Okay. Campbell, she's an attorney. She does trust and wills, and she does not represent those on death row. So I'm trying to get her some extra work, but she don't want it. What? We're here each and every Saturday at 11 a.m. Central, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share the Real Estate You Show, and hit that bell. Is it a bell?
Yes.
It looks like a bell.
It looks like a little bell.
Look like a bell. Hit that thing like you know what you're doing, man. So now, Danielle, here's my big question.
Okay, I can answer it.
Okay. I don't want to leave my wife and children nothing.
Okay.
How can I do that?
Right. So, well, first of all, because you're in... Are you okay?
Lines are on fire, people. The texts are going on. Questions are coming in.
I also do divorce work. I'm going to set it up.
She's like, here's my card.
She's like, are you okay?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. You were sitting right there.
So the first step is to realize that because you're in Texas, this is a community property
That's just
state.
wrong.
And so what that means is unless you had different contributions when you're purchasing your property, if you guys just bought a house together while you're married.
Yeah,
you,
Wednesday.
Right, and all of your things were purged without your permission. And if the money that you used towards the house was all money earned during the marriage. So we're going to pretend like it's all community property. Okay? So then what that
I'm not
means
winning this at all.
Oh, yeah, you're not.
well, what that means is that you don't own all of it. You do own all of it, but when it comes to property division and probate, you only own half of it. So if you die before your wife and you don't want her to get the house, well, too bad, she's at least got half of it. But you can leave your half of the house to whoever you want.
Okay.
Right, which kind of goes back to that other example I was giving, like, for example, if my ex-husband dies and all of a sudden his poor wife has to deal with me with her house. No, we don't want that. Because his share would automatically go to our kids, right, or at least half of it. So,
But did you notice that? She didn't say we have to deal with our kids. She's like, no, I'm their representation. You don't deal with me.
because I have my child as a minor. But otherwise, it'd be their problem, not my problem. But of course, she's lovely and I'm lovely, and it would be a problem for us, but in some families it would be a problem. But you can leave your half of everything to whoever you want. You can leave it to me. You can leave it to Chris. You can leave it to Steve. You can leave it to anybody that you want to.
Right.
But she, of course, gets her own half of everything.
So we haven't asked. So Danielle, I know we're not done yet, but how does someone get in contact with you?
Okay, so my office is in the Woodlands. I'm sorry, it's in Conroe. I'm sorry, I live in the Woodlands. My office is in Conroe. My phone number is 832-210-0089, but we also have a website.
For the slow people.
Okay, 832-210-0089, and we also have a website, which is daniellecampbell.lawyer. It's very simple.
Okay. So this we have a new friend at the Real Estate You Show.
Yes.
Attorney Danielle Campbell.
I think she'll have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, well she was no help to me personally whatsoever. Okay. I've just been informed people that half is gone, okay? This is the Real Estate You Show. I'm E.L. Crane and they're not, and Danielle, we used to be all right. I don't know about it now. Well, we really want to thank you for joining us today.
Yes.
Because it has been very, very informative, and some information I was not just ready for at all. Who knows?
You
if
can
I'll
take
ever
your
be
mask
trouble.
out during commercial break.
I need to compose myself.
Take a minute.
But Danielle, before you leave, how do they get in contact with you one more time?
DanielleCampbell.lawyer. If you go to the website, you'll see our phone number. You can contact the office. My fantastic assistant, Lisa or Emily, will get you on the calendar.
And what was that phone number one more time? Slow
Yes.
down. Slow it down.
Okay.
Slow people.
832-210-0089.
Yeah, see, he say slow people, I say retarded people. Okay, and people
If
say
you're on the spectrum.
yeah. Those on the spectrum say that number 4 again. There you. I'm just what? This is not my fault. Remember, I had a traumatic childhood.
He was not left everything in today's will.
He's still upset about it. So many people, yes.
So like, subscribe, and share the Real Estate You Show and hit that notification button. But remember, contact Danielle for all of your wills and your trusts and your representation when it comes to that level of protecting your family.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us.
so much.
Thank
Thank you.
Got it.
Always are asking.
That's one.
We all the time.
Now we know.
And we're back.
We're back.
Even though we don't want to be. Anyway, I'm the creator. It's not
He's
my
still
fault.
in shock after
Yeah.
hearing that he's.
He only owns 50%.
Yeah, kind of share stuff, I already gave him a closet, man. What else you want?
Apparently half the house.
So, viewers, I found out this week throughout moving and packing that my husband was nominated in the World Guinness Book.
For what?
What?
I should have brought it with me.
You should have. We need proof.
We need proof.
Yeah.
Next week I'll bring it on. I was like,
Oh.
what?
So we don't even get to know what category?
What was it for?
Most interviews for a show in a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yes, so I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records as a part of this event to have the most interviews in a day. So I have my Guinness certificate and stuff like that.
Google this.
But as she also learned, there's a whole bunch of stuff I had for when this. I don't care. You're gonna check.
That's the main thing. If there's no trip to the bank.
Yeah, ain't no trip to the bank. I don't care. I don't know where half that stuff is at. Remember, real estate you show in the homes and lands to follow my title. You can find us on Facebook Live, Facebook TV, YouTube TV, FM Live, Video, TuneIn TV, Roku, Apple TV, Tasty TV, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, Sling, Discovery. Did I say Paramount Plus, Philo, Apple TV, Sling, Fubu, Blue Stars, Scrappy, and my favorite, Crunchyroll. All via HughesNet Live Network. Okay. Yes, people that need therapy.
We hang out with him,
Yes.
so definitely.
Now, today is about reverse mortgages, estate, utilizing real estate to estate planning.
Yes.
When you leave your properties and stuff like that. And so one of the things that a lot of people in the industry don't know is because they don't diversify. They don't look for other ways to generate income and opportunities. And this is why the beauty of reverse mortgages. Now, reverse mortgages give the elderly opportunity to estate plan, etc. So, Dina, how would you advise them on updating a 30-year-old house to prepare for sale?
There are several variables that I would need to review with the client. Number one is confirm the amount of equity in the home. Sometimes we assume that the home has equity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes, but then be sure to ask that question before advising them to update the house if they haven't. So let's just say they do have equity in the home and they haven't refied the house and cashed out over and over.
We had a client that did that last summer.
Yes. And so the margins get, you're still working with slim margins and, when you're selling, you have to have a bit of a spreadsheet set out in terms of closing cost expenses, payoffs and so forth. But let's just say there is good equity in a home and a home they paid, let's say $150,000 for back in the day. It's now worth, on the top of the market, $650,000. Let's just say that. Okay, so that's a big difference, but it's dated.
Right.
Okay. Somebody may come in and say this home needs an updated kitchen, which means painting, countertops, maybe just changing the hardware. That could be a simple fix. And the bathrooms. Those are the two areas that are most important to people. If we have a crew come in and say, look, we can get this job done for about $30,000, okay? Let's just say that. Then, then you'd be at the top of the market. It'll be easier to sell, less time on the market. And then somebody may come in and say, I don't want to do any of that. People go in on the high end. Let's just say they don't have contractors that they work with, that they trust. They're going to charge double, triple that amount. So they're going to want that price reduced by $100,000 or more. So honestly, it is best to do, if you have the ability, some updates on a home.
And we're not talking about a total rehab, though. I mean, just some updates to make it look not so dated, so that way it's not on the market so long, and then...
And you can get at least your max dollar.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because I had a house 5 years ago that I owned. It was a custom home, but it was custom built in the 70s. So it had linoleum countertops.
Yeah.
It had linoleum floors. They were textured to linoleum
Floors.
floors, but they were still linoleum floors. All right? It had walnut block paneling that you can't find anymore. So pulled up the donated boards. They
Put in some tile,
Put in some tile and put
some kind of stone countertops.
opal. Put the opal countertops
Oh,
on
wow.
there. And so it had this custom feel. But I tell you, you know what made that house sell?
What?
It had a terrazzo bathtub.
Oh,
Hand cut out terrazzo bathtub.
Wow.
All right, and every time that house was shown, the people were raving about that bathtub. That bathtub was 3.5 feet wide, 7 feet long,
It was a pool you
and
mean?
22 inches deep, and it had its own hot water heater.
oh wow.
That is a selling point, and it's no joke. I was selling a home with a really fantastic tub as well, and a couple came into we were walking through, and they said, "This is the selling point. If we can both fit in the tub." Got in there. And I was like, "Oh my God, I hope there's no video." I was laughing, but they were serious.
But it's important. You know, the bathroom and the kitchen are so important.
Yeah.
They are.
At the time, the only thing we updated were
Kitchen.
and the floors in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because they,
Yeah.
you know, and then the people that bought the house, they enclosed the terrazzo tub and added a steam.
Oh wow.
They made a enclosed steamer as well. Now, what they were doing in there, I had no earthly idea.
You was not invited.
Yeah, I wasn't invited, okay? But yeah, but think about it. When it comes to these older communities and these older homes, a little updating, a little TLC increases, or actually upticks the value and increases the opportunity to get the home sold.
Exactly.
Okay? And when somebody who is older and they do their estate planning, I always look at it this way. One, I'm 62 plus years old. I'm going to go ahead and get me a reverse mortgage. I'm not going to have a mortgage on this house, or I'm going to take all that equity out after I sell it, put 50% down on a brand new house with a reverse mortgage, because you can do a heck of a purchase up to $4 million, and you put half that money down. You know, you're sitting in your brand new home, no payment outside of taxes and insurance, and you're good to go. And see, that's where the diversification and how you want to plan out your estate and how you want to divvy up your properties, that's when it comes into play, is utilizing these mortgage tools, these real estate professionals, these lending professionals to actually say, I'm going to do it this way.
Yeah.
So that leads me to Chris, like in addressing the requirements for the real estate investor. How do you prepare them for non-acceptance of their purchase offer?
You know, for the seasoned investor, it's not hard.
Okay,
Most seasoned investors know that they're going to go in low because they're trying to make a deal.
right.
But whenever so they know that you're already, whenever you work with investors as a realtor, you know that you're going to be submitting a lot of offers that are not going to get accepted.
Right.
So they're strictly looking at numbers at this point.
Right.
They're not about, it's not an emotional purchase, it's just about,
Does the number work? Yes or no?
Yes.
Move on.
and if it doesn't work, then we go, okay, we submitted an offer, it doesn't work. But even us as a group collectively, like we have went in for some investment purchases, and we had an offer that was turned down in the fall that someone went under contract on, but then they ended up, that contract fell through, and
Right.
we got an email, Dina did this week, about if we want to submit another offer on that property because it's back on the market. So right now, we're reevaluating to see if the numbers make sense,
Right.
or if we can do something a little bit differently to make the deal go through this time.
Okay. Now remember, this is the Real Estate U Show. Like, subscribe, and share on YouTube, the Real Estate U Show, and click the notification bell.
Yes.
All right. I'm E.L. Crane. They are, for obvious reasons, not me. Okay. Just pay attention. Okay. Even though this is my brother from another mother.
Yes.
We found him at the Greyhound bus station. Okay. Okay. You know, he was saying, he was just in his swaddling cloth, like, help me, help me. Okay.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
So we're gonna
Now
take
I
a
can
break.
order ramen.
So we're gonna take a break,
That's my
pay some
therapy.
bills. Yeah, that's your therapy. We're gonna take a break, pay some bills. I'm E.L. Crane, joined by Chris Blackwell, Jennifer Nina, and Dina Ramos. We'll be back shortly. What? It was Greyhound.
Great.
It's not my fault. It's not.
wonder if it's part of the
Okay, now. Lord have mercy.
restream
On
thing.
me. Okay, coming back. Live now.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen of our audience, we had an episode of
Of the fix.
Jersey Shores while you were not over there. When you were not here. But we survived and there was no gunfire. That's the most important aspect of it all.
Yes.
Now remember today, Real Estate You, like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell because we need the business.
And also remember, our studios are available.
Yes.
If you need to film any commercials, do any advertisement for your social
Yes.
media, come and join us. Book us at
oneinnovative.net/studios.
Yes, and that's Chris Blackwell.
Phone numbers on this.
And the phone number is 877-852-4401, 877-852-4401, or you can reach out to Ask EL and he won't answer. Okay, now, Miss Nina,
yes.
okay, what are the down payment requirements for investment properties such as single-family residence versus multifamily versus convenience store versus office building?
Okay, so you can buy a multifamily home,
Okay.
duplex,
Okay.
at FHA 3.5% down. The problem with that is FHA has a rule which says that the payments on the collected rent have to pay itself.
Well, that was
that-
on the 3 and the 4 units, right?
Correct, so on the 3 and the 4 units. So
Yeah.
any multifamily, this rule applies.
Right,
Most of the time, nowadays, because of the interest rates are so high,
right.
it never matches up.
Right.
So it's kind of impossible to buy an FHA at this period in
Okay.
time because of the interest rates. If you go into a conventional loan, the higher the units, 4 units, you're gonna need 15 to 20%.
What about 5+ units?
Then you go commercial. So residential only stays below the 4 unit.
Okay.
Anything over 5, anything over 4
Right.
is commercial.
Well, I was talking to our friend, Jeremy.
Yes.
Jeremy just put a deal together in Austin. It's a multifamily project, and he's going to take his monies and he's looking to buy an office building. Okay. And I said, now that's beyond smart buying an office building because office buildings very rarely foreclose, if at all, because they have all of that passive income from those 3, 5, 7-year leases that are in those buildings.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Now, what are the down payment requirements for something like that? Because when he said I want to buy office buildings, I said, how much money you make? But he wouldn't tell me.
Well, the thing good about commercial is that you can implement, especially if it's a tenant-occupied building where the
Right.
owner, it's not within the premises, we can take account of the SCR, and it's simply based on the income received
Okay.
through the rent. If it covers at least 1.5,
Right.
commercial's a little bit higher, 1.5% of the debt-to-income ratio, you're
Right.
good.
Okay.
So, meaning there is no income verification, you need to have asset verification.
Okay.
And it's usually 20% down.
Okay, 20% down. Now, Dina, what needs to be done on your side when it comes to representing a buyer on the commercial real estate? I mean, financing is in place. Chris has brought in the renovation rehab team. What does your buyer now need to do in regard to that real estate they're trying to acquire?
Well, I think make a decision. Are we pulling the trigger on this,
Okay.
and what kind of offer are we going to make? Chris mentioned earlier that most investors, they do want to come in at the lowest point that they can,
Right.
because it just makes sense for many reasons. Just like Jennifer said earlier, to get their loan done easily and so forth. It doesn't always happen that way. So sometimes we're really on a fine line of crunching numbers, and it is a numbers game when you're working with commercial investing.
Yeah.
It's all
Well-
about the numbers.
Okay,
Commercial and residential is commercial game. I mean, it's a numbers game, though.
right.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but we're more so in the commercial because it's income generated. On the residential, it's more okay. It depends if you were buying as
If
an
you're gonna be
investment.
occupying.
Exactly. If you're going to be occupying, usually the person is just totally emotionally attached. That's the
Right.
place they're going to live in. If they're going to rent it or buy an investment, then it's a little bit different. But from my experience, that's been the case, and sometimes you have to remind new investors, to just, this is not about what you like. This is not about the good kitchen. You know,
Right.
all
It's
that, you're
about-
not going to live there.
What is someone going to pay to live there?
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly
That's
right.
exactly
How
right.
many
What do you pay to
days?
live there?
Like how, we're going to make sure that your occupancy is going to be high, and what are the rents going to be?
Correct.
Well, you know, like today, it's about estate planning and ways to acquire investment properties to set up your estates, because you can buy properties to set up your estate. But I've always had this thing about, I'm always looking for the dark side. Okay, what is the usual reason, and this is for everybody, that investors start selling off real estate?
So investors will start selling off. I actually have a client currently who's selling off some of his real estate because he's wanting to open his own business. So he's wanting to liquidate some of the assets that he has.
Okay.
So that way he can open up a new business. And they're doing that. We're seeing that, or maybe they'll sell off some of their older ones that have higher equity in them. So that
Okay.
way then they can turn around and buy bigger.
Well, what happens is
properties.
there's a 5-year rule. So before you can be able to do what's it called, amortization for 30 years.
Right.
Now that's 5.
Right.
So if you're an investor, you should be renewing your portfolio every 4 years, because you're not
Oh.
going to be able to take those tax benefits on that 6 year.
Okay.
So now, and this is why it's important as an investor, not only is it about buying property, but you also have to look at different things, your tax rule, your tax bracket, what can I do to improve? Is a yearly thing. And people, investors and people that want to do money, get in the habit of reviewing your finances at least once a week. Whenever
Did you say a week?
A week,
I
yes.
look at mine every day.
Well, there you go. I mean,
yeah,
but
broke today. Broke
today.
Broke.
But we do good, or what we concentrate ourselves in is what we work on, right?
Yes.
Right,
So
that's true.
finances is constant work. You have to be aware, what are my expenses every month? Get in the habit of doing it at least once a week. Couples should do that.
Yeah.
How's our money situation? Because overspending can be default. If you guys are not in sync, it's going to be wobbly. So
Well, I have to dispute that, because I haven't got a custom suit since I met that woman. Okay,
That's right,
I used to
we
get
are.
3 or 4 custom suits a year. I've known this woman for 2.5 years. Nothing.
because we got
Well,
more
she said she
important
was
things to
gonna
do.
cut you some slack now that you got in the house. I heard that through the
Well, we
grapevine.
heard that 6 months ago, but
Well-
it's only been 3 days. They ain't moved in yet.
See, let me give you a little story. So my husband goes, "Oh, we got us somebody to move. Babe, how much is it gonna cost?" Well, it's $1,100. It's amazing. And I go like, "Babe, I've moved so many times. I've never paid that." "Well, I have." And I go, "Well, I have more than you. Give me 5 minutes. $450. $150. So I went to Ross, okay, and he got see with the bags. "What you got there?" And I go, "I got some clothes with a $400 that I saved you."
I also got a phone call the other night going, "I took your advice." I'm like, which one are you talking about? And she's like, "I sold that washer and dryer." And
And the living room set.
Yes.
And the
And-
dining room set too, isn't it?
She got
Right,
that.
I
We got
got
everything
it for
posted.
sale.
Yeah.
If you want a dining room set, it's for sale, people.
check out Facebook Marketplace.
See, marriage is so overrated.
But you see, she saved you.
No, she didn't say anything.
$650.
No, watch this here. She took the money.
Of course.
All right.
You were going to give it away.
That's what she said. You was gonna donate the furniture anyway. And I'm like, but we didn't. You sold it, so I should get at least half.
No.
No.
You get your cut. I get my 95% commission. Here's $5.
That literally there was no $5. Okay, so this is the Real Estate You Show. Basically, what do? You like, you subscribe, and you share, and you click that notification bell. And we have had a great week with views and
Yes.
subscribers
Yes.
and stuff like that. And you know what was missing today? Well, we haven't had Dina's realtor rant.
We
Is there
haven't.
something that you're upset about this week?
There's always something.
There you go. So, we got 3 minutes, and you can rant till you pass out.
Oh my God. Okay, let me see where I'm going to go here. So, well, it's not necessarily a rant this week as much as it is just a tidbit of information that I'm going to share along
Okay.
the way here. So, realtors have to learn to work together, even if you're not within the same office.
Yes.
Why, you may ask? Because we're trying to save a deal.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
if you are the listing agent and I am the buyer's agent and your property doesn't appraise, I think we should work together in terms of looking at the comps, looking at the appraisal hard for errors, and trying to see if we can make it work. Because at the end of the day, it benefits both parties, mostly
The client.
mostly the seller though. If it doesn't appraise correctly, they'll have to start over, or they'll have to reduce the price. Because 9 times out of 10, we're not in COVID times anymore. People don't want to pay over appraised value nowadays. Okay, so there's been a problem here lately. Now that it's being in the corrective mode, and so went to the listing agent not long ago, and they were not cooperative. And I could have sat back and said, you know, let the cards fall, and this may benefit my client, but that's just not the way I roll. I went to my client and said, you love this house? Yes, I love this house. They don't want to lose it. They don't want to have to pay more for it. So I dug my, into the matter, set up an appeal for the appraisal. The listing agent never offered any
Concessions, not
nothing,
help,
not
nothing.
even assistance in locating comps or applying, receipts for upgrades,
Right.
anything, something. Throw me a bone. So when you work together, it makes the job easier, makes everyone happier. There's nothing wrong with it. We're on the same team. Everybody wants to get to the finish line, and when people start to realize this as real estate professionals, tell me this: are you a real estate professional who answers the phone like, "What?"
You're entitled. You're not a realtor.
Yeah. and I have to say that you need to reevaluate,
Yes.
what you're doing, because people, I don't care if you have 100 listings or
Yeah.
more,
Yeah, that doesn't give the
there's
right
just
to be
there's
rude.
no need for it.
Right.
This is somebody you don't know.
We're in the
That's right.
service business,
but we're
people.
going to pick this up. We're going to take a break, pay some bills, because, and plus, Chris got to go to the bathroom. Okay. What? Okay, this is the Real Estate You Show. I'm E.L. Crane. We're going to take a break, pay some bills, so Chris go to the bathroom.
It's true.
Yes. So I don't know what's going on.
No, these
time is time, honey. The seconds click by. If you don't make them go faster.
The
Coming
first
back,
part.
y'all.
Okay, we're back, and our theme for the rest of the show is My Sweet Lord. And remember, we're in the Homes and Lands Luxury Real Estate Studio, powered by Monarch Title of Texas. I'm E.L. Crane. I am the Vice President, something at Monarch Title of Texas.
What's that mean?
Something big.
Something?
Yeah,
Big wig.
little something.
I can't remember.
Is that and all other duties as a side?
Remember,
What
he
other
just
titles do you have
he
right
just
now?
worries about the check.
That's it. What is your title at the Greater Houston Builders Association?
I am the Chairman, Realtor Relations.
Ah.
You know, people like me in spite of myself. And then I'm a national instructor for the Mortgage Educators and Compliance. And then I am founder, trainer for the RMG Collective.
Yes.
And I'm that woman's husband.
There you go.
That did too much. Now remember, we are in the Homes and Lands Luxury Magazine Studios, powered by Monarch Title. I'm E.L. Crane. And remember, the rest of the show is dedicated to my sweet Lord. We'll explain it later, people.
But you know what? Coming off the realtor rant and everything, I have, because you started the RMG Collective, which has a little over 200 people in the
Yeah.
group, I would say,
Yeah.
more or less. Everyone in those a member of the RMG, which is the Real Estate Mastermind group, totally team players.
Yeah.
Amazing realtors, top producers, just elite professionals, and it's been a privilege to be a part of that group.
Which is why you see me everywhere, because they're everywhere.
Well, but you know that's how actually me and E.L. met.
She was trespassing.
I was invited to Texas.
She
I
was
just got licensed.
trespassing.
No, I got. This is my story, okay, people? Hush. So I just got licensed in Texas, and somebody invited me to come for an event. I didn't even know what it is. I said, "Let's go," because I needed business. So Mr. E.L. was there. I was like, who's that tall?
Drink of
dark
water.
and handsome?
Tall glass of whiskey.
You know, but what was so how can I say? I come from Florida, and Florida realtors, they're just, I mean, if they can stop, they will do that. But here, it was like there were like 27 realtors from different brokerages, and they were friends. I was like, oh my God, I need to take some of this to Florida. So I kept coming, and to tell you the truth, it is a breathtaking thing, because I've never experienced that. In reality, realtors in Florida are totally against each other. It's like you're a man for yourself. You're gonna fend for yourself.
Well, I don't get that though. I mean, like as Gina was saying in her rant, is that everybody has to be, collaborative.
It's a culture.
And
It's a culture, and I don't know how to explain it, but you experienced it.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
it was, even though here there's a sense of professionalism. People here take their license serious. In
Yes,
Florida,
that's
it's
true.
like, I'm a realtor. I can drive the Mercedes. Yeah, right. With what paycheck? You know. But it's all about like the realtor's a status, dude. This is hard work.
It is hard work.
Yeah, and see, and one of the things that because Dina was a part of the very first group, right? And one of the very first things that I stated, individual agenda with a collective marketing platform. Nobody wants to take anything away from your personal growth. What we're saying is you have a collective marketing platform to help you with your personal growth. And once they embraced that, and then they understood, hey, compete with yourself, stop competing with other people, and it elevated a great many, and who are still doing well today. And then you have some that, the numbers actually who have been through it are 307, 327. But those who bounced out, egos, selfishness return, you're paying more attention over here. And one thing you can never accuse me of being biased towards anybody. I raise hell the same all the way across the board. But
equal opportunity offender.
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Thank you, equal opportunity offender. So you have this dynamic, but most people see what I'm saying. Like when I was online yesterday teaching in class, all right, it went very well But one of the questions in the chat box was, why should I share my space? So you can add people to it.
Right.
Yes.
That's why you should share your space.
Right.
And the fact that you asked the question, I couldn't say because my director at the Mortgage Educators, he sent me a text. Don't say it.
Don't you dare.
I know you.
He said, don't say it. He said, it's on your face. Don't say it. So I restrained myself.
I'm proud of you. He usually doesn't.
I know. But you know, in life you learn that sometimes it takes a village to
yeah.
get things done. And if you are not a person who definitely knows how to work well with others, you make your own path that much
Dina, it's
easier.
not about working well with others. I think it's about of your own personal self-esteem.
Yes.
Okay, when you are, you know, why wouldn't I want to share my listing or go ahead and sell? You know, there's realtors when I had listings that they used to call me, hey, do you mind if I advertise it? Psh, go ahead.
Advertise it all you
I
want.
got that
Go
exclusive
right.
listing
There's
agreement.
people,
Go ahead and
there's people
advertise
that's
it.
like, no, it is mine. Like do you really look at the big spectrum? So it's a culture, it's a mentality, and I think to be honest, brokers they have a big responsibility in inputting that culture because they're the business owners.
Yes.
You know, and instead of portraying a culture of teamwork, they don't. It's like, be careful, 'cause she's gonna, like, come on.
I mean, you can only do so much, and
Yeah.
I've had real estate agents from other offices that have called or emailed me, hey, I see you have a listing in the neighborhood I live in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I do an open house sometime for you? Why not?
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's do that, and that just makes me feel great that somebody's eager and willing and
To work.
and if they happen to get a buyer that's underrepresented, then by golly, you go ahead and do that.
But it goes one step further. There's so much selfishness in the industry that it goes even within the confines of the brokerages where they have other agents.
Yeah.
I ask the question now in every class, do you know the top 5 listings in your office? They do not. Why don't you know the listings in your
Because
office?
they're concentrated on what they have or
or
what they
don't
can
have,
get.
or
Yeah.
they're jealous
Exactly.
of. Okay, so my whole thing is these are lead generation tools in your office. Pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I'm a fellow agent at ABC Brokerage. I see that you have had this home on listing on this home. I would like to have an opportunity to do an open house there. I would like to show it. I would like to do a virtual tour. Is this okay with you?"
Yeah.
Most agents want their property listings shared and shown, but you gotta ask.
Right.
You
Right.
gotta ask. Yeah, and so it's just crazy to me that those little things just go by the wayside because nobody is thinking. Everybody has this tunnel that they're in.
Yeah,
This
Their
tunnel
blinders on.
I
Yes.
think the problem with most human being is that we see something we like, and we got like, oh my God, I'm envious, and versus what the hell did you do to get that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
my dad used to have time.
I used
Always
to
ask.
drive when
Always
I first
ask.
got here. I used to drive around Deerfield Beach with all those mansions, and it was like, oh my God, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna rock. It was like, God damn, what does it take?
get
How
me in
much
that house?
money do I need to make to live in that
Exactly.
house?
What are
Exactly.
they doing?
And through that mentality, I've gotten to be a lot, to
Right.
to do a lot because
Right.
I've exposed myself to situations where I've gotten to know people as such.
Yeah.
But it's not about, oh my God, I'm jealous. No, it's about show me. Because you
Yeah.
don't know it all. Show me
What are you doing?
My
Yeah, exactly.
father said a lot of things to me and my siblings growing up, but the main thing he says, 1, when you're going somewhere, take somebody with you. And 2, always learn from those who are successful.
That's right.
Yes.
Allow yourself to learn from those who are successful because a lot of us don't put any time on that. They say, look at them. Or I've actually heard this at a realtor meeting one time. Well, she asked me to help show her a house, but why would I show her so she can make some money? Because you could make some
Your
yourself,
money
dummy.
too, exactly.
You sell the house, you'll make money too. What's the problem with you?
That's the thing. The people don't see people see success, the finished product, but they don't see what took people
get
to
there.
get there.
They don't see
Yes.
it.
And that's where some people you have to be careful. Even we had a conversation the other day. There's like when you have people in your circle in your house, I want to feel comfortable. I don't want like, oh my God, because I've been in situations where that brings strife, and I've learn to just sometimes separate. You can't bring everybody into your space because people just see the finished product.
Correct.
And they're like, oh, is she stealing? Is she,
Yeah.
No, I worked damn hard for
Hey,
this.
I have a friend,
You
I'm not
know?
going to mention her name. She traveled a lot, and the job she was in brought in a lot of money for things that she was doing for the job. Somebody actually inferred that, oh, she must be taking money. That's how she's doing all the traveling. No, she has 3 sons. 2 of them are pilots. That's how she flies all over the
Right.
place.
Yeah.
But you're sitting there assuming and
Exactly.
dropping
Makes
salt
sense.
and just creating this negative dynamic. So this is the Real Estate You Show. We have to take a break. Remember, like, subscribe, and share, and click the button notification because
Yes.
Chris needs the attention. Okay,
The
he
key
needs
word.
the attention because his low self-esteem is legendary, but not as legendary as mine. So we're gonna take a break, and our producer is in here solo because our executive producer is in the hallway ranting. Okay, so he's outside. So we got one on the desk here, and then the other one's outside ranting. So hopefully he went to the liquor store and picked him up a little something.
Yes,
Okay, we're gonna
hopefully
take a
so.
break. Oh Jesus!
Doing the thing again. Nice.
Monarch title, people. There.
You take pride in your real estate business. You choose your partners carefully, promising the best escrow and title services experience possible. And now you're ready to grow and take your business to the next level. With decades of experience and a commitment to providing top quality service, their team will ensure your client's closing process is smooth, on time, and stress-free. You gain access to proprietary training programs, professional development, and a valuable nationwide network. Perfect for realtors, builders, mortgage companies, and banks. If you're ready to take your residential or commercial real estate services to the next level, you've come to the right place. Are you looking for the best mortgage loans available nationwide? Welcome to My Mortgage Inc. Led by award-winning mortgage expert Jennifer Nina, with expertise in both Florida and Texas markets, and a national team for all your mortgage needs, now you can borrow with confidence. Whether buying, selling, or investing in real estate, you deserve the very best mortgage solutions available, whether it's for new construction, luxury, or an investment property. As a long-time mortgage specialist, Jennifer has built her lender reputation on getting the deal done. And you want to know the best part? By working with Jennifer and My Mortgage Inc., you gain access to the REU RMG, an international invitation-only multimedia platform offering exclusive real estate buying and selling resources, business alliances, and so much more. Doesn't get better than that. My Mortgage Inc. We treat your mortgage like our mortgage. Find out more information at yourmortgagepro.biz today.
We're supposed to come by tomorrow.
Yeah. They're supposed to come over there and measure something. I don't know.
We're coming back.
I'm just gonna be there.
Hang on, we gotta see the Queen of the South first.
Yes. It is. It really is. Chris. Oh,
All right, we are.
I am E.L. Crane if you are in denial. I am joined by the wonderful, outstanding, one of a kind, no other in the universe, Chris Blackwell.
Where's my crown at today?
Yes, he put his crown on. There you go. And his partner in crime over there, Jennifer Nina, because they them two over
They
there.
are besties.
Yeah, they raise a little hell over there.
But if you need a deal done, we got you
That's
covered.
right.
Ain't no doubt about it.
No doubt about
Ain't no doubt
Because
about
even
it.
if you're not communicating, we are.
We will make you.
They don't let you not
No,
do
Yes.
what you need to do.
No.
You want this deal, we're going to get you there.
Yeah.
And look here, I'm not even a part of the deal, and I get texts, okay?
He's in on the
On the
whole
group.
scene.
I don't know, like, what the hell? What are they talking about? Okay. And then I have our amazing award-winning broker owner, Dina Ramos, of Platinum One Properties. Do you have a good day?
I'm gonna
You know, you dress like you got on a date today. You going on a date or something?
Yes.
Okay. That's all we need to know, people.
The answer is always just yes.
Just yes.
It
And
doesn't
then
matter with
and
that.
then we have that woman over there, our solutions pro when it comes to real estate mortgages, both residential and commercial.
Yes.
That would be Jennifer Nina, Esquire. Anyway,
I need to long crane people.
Oh, when are you doing it?
I finally got the actual license, the stamp one, so now I just gotta send it out.
So wait, hang on.
You gotta give me
Sorry.
instructions, Chris.
No, ma'am. So I heard about you going to get your license.
Yes,
Couple months ago.
Yes, it was.
It took you like 5 times.
It did.
How many times is this going to take?
That's why I need your help.
Chris
Yeah.
wants to take some time off work.
yeah, oh yeah, she need a little system to get maneuvering around and stuff like that. And then, but you don't get this now. Most people get a marriage license, right?
Yes.
The certified one time, and I got it. Got you now.
Well, that's why we had. You didn't know, but it was too cold. That's why we had Danielle Campbell here. Just to make
To
sure everybody was-
reiterate, you cannot get away.
Yeah.
I mean, who gets the certificate? I got you now. Like the only thing was missing was the evil background music. Exactly. That's the only thing we need.
Precious.
There you go. That's the only thing was the evil music and the evil background music. I didn't know what to do is kiss her or run out the door. So, Dana, you have worked with many investors over the years. What has been your most difficult request of an investor?
I would think just unrealistic expectations from me as a real estate professional. Sometimes, as you know, investors are looking to get the best deal possible. We all want that.
Yeah.
But a seller's gonna do what they want to do,
That's
no matter what I'm presenting or how I present it. The sellers ultimately decide whether to accept an offer or not.
That's
So
true.
I think that when people attend real estate investing classes, seminars, they
They
come
give
out.
him, with this unrealistic.
They come out with these unrealistic expectations that every time you just throw these offers, imagine everything just works out,
Right.
and it's just you jump into these beautiful scenarios. You get lucky with something like that, but just like Chris Blackwell was saying earlier, sometimes you have to put in 10 offers or more
True.
before one will
One
make
stick.
sense.
For every 10, and this is true numbers, for every 10 contracts that you put, you may be able to get 2 or 3 answers and maybe 1 contract.
Right.
Maybe 1 contract.
You're absolutely right, Jennifer.
That's just numbers.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing is like the numbers game with investing is that we have to submit a lot of offers to actually get you something that makes sense financially.
Correct.
And you have to basically be patient.
Yeah.
Correct.
You have to be patient. And a lot of people are just not patient because those seminars, they leave out of there like they're experts and they're going to be a millionaire
no,
tomorrow
what it is
morning.
that they create
Enthusiasm?
A false sense.
you need to do this thing now.
Yeah.
And sometimes I agree with that because sometimes when there's a good deal, you need to be ready. There's a difference between being ready and just jumping in everything that comes into play.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, a lot of people want to be on this fast track. Yes, but sometimes you have to listen. If a real estate deal is about numbers, is about feel, is a conjunction of things.
Yeah.
And if one or another don't match, don't do it. It's not
Yes.
worth it.
Yeah.
It
There'll
is
be
not
another deal
worth
coming
it.
along.
There will be
Exactly.
another deal.
And just like, we put a deal 3 months ago and things fall through, things happen, then we'll call you back. But don't sacrifice your plan, your integrity of your structure, of your plan. And everybody is different, but
Right.
don't compromise that for the look or anything. It's about the money and the return.
There
And I
will-
think
That's
another
that.
thing too is that you have to realize that, because a lot of people think, oh, it's the realtor I'm working with. No, it's a lot of times it's not the realtor you're working with, that they've submitted 5 offers for you already. It is just that the numbers are not making sense for that seller, and even if we're presenting comps that make sense for the property and your deal, so we're showing how you came to this number.
Right.
A seller still has to have that warm feeling and feel like they're winning at the end as well.
Correct.
Because that's the thing, is that all parties want to win.
That's right.
Whenever they go to the bank.
That's right.
And I think in an investment deal, that's when you really acknowledge the importance of having a relationship with realtors,
Right.
right? Because you're able to engage, and there's conversation between realtors that don't have to be or go against the client's fiduciary rights,
Right.
but you're able to actually engage and get information. And when you are able to talk intelligently to someone, like the lady from the lot, we came to her with a real plan. Okay, how did you guys come up with this plan? Because it's not making sense as an investor. Even if we go into high end, it's not making sense. So we just ask her questions. She said the truth. You know what? I inherited this. He just gave me the number.
Yeah.
And from our side, though, on the conversation, we went back to her and we're explaining, we've actually had this. This is the number of acres. We have to account for this much to be land or so roads and
Right.
infrastructure. And within this area of town, the lots have to be this size, so we can only get this many.
Correct.
Well, building out it, for what everything is comping for in the area, and we kind of presented that to her as a way that we were coming to our number, and then said, our team would need to do some more due diligence,
Right.
even at this number. But we're
Before
coming
we
in
even do
half.
that, right.
But before we come in and do another 3 weeks or 2 weeks worth of due diligence to make sure that the numbers still work, is this something that your client's going to laugh at, or is this
Correct.
something that they're going to seriously consider?
Right. And the whole thing is you lead by knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Most people don't lead by knowledge. They just out there trying to get a dollar. Leading by knowledge actually keeps the investor in the boat with you on future opportunities.
That is
Correct.
correct.
Leading by
Because
knowledge.
they see that you're strategic, and
Yeah.
you ask the right questions,
Yeah.
and it's all about the numbers.
It is all about the
Yeah,
numbers.
so this is the Real Estate You Show. I'm E.L. Crane, joined by Chris Blackwell, Jennifer Nina, and the lovely, vivacious, dressed for a date, Nina Ramos.
Yes.
Where are y'all crowns?
I don't know. I guess during the rearranging.
move up.
Yeah. So remember, like, subscribe, share, and pray for the Real Estate You Show because it's like 2.5 men up in here today.
We have to duck every time we're going commercial.
But we're going to get through it.
Yeah. So our version of Charlie Sheen is in the hallway. We love him. Woo! That was a tornado, Jack.
But the good thing is that he just has our best
He
interest
does
and
have
our
our
show's
best
best interest at heart.
And he wants the best presentation for us. But the whole thing is, I need him to leave Charlie Sheen at home next week.
He'll be fixing that on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh, yeah, it's all good. You gotta love him to death. The whole thing is like, I didn't know he owned a flamethrower. I'm just saying.
Right? I told him the other day, ooh, you one of those. You're like, oh, Gigi. But when you get me started, he goes, yes, I am.
So this is the Real Estate You Show. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification button. We're going to take a break, pay some bills, and go make sure that our Stephen Blackwell, a.k.a. Charlie Sheen II, is okay during the break.
Oh my God.
Let me see here. I mean, I don't have to stay.
Yeah, you do. She still got to break it into segments and put it on the end.
I gotta stay. I gotta
Yes.
stay. Me.
You gotta stay.
Yes.
You got 15 more
That's why
minutes.
you in a separate car.
All right,
No, that's
here
not
we
why.
Go. Go and buy it, guys.
No. Okay. I'm E.L. Crane. This is the final segment of the Real Estate U Show on this Saturday, January 28th, in the year of our Lord 2023. No windows. Don't worry about it. We good. Okay.
You never know, though.
we good.
There's
No
windows
windows.
behind us.
There's no windows. We good. Okay. Now, today has been about estate planning, investing, planning out what you want to do with your real estate as an owner or investor and stuff like that. So one of the things that has always intrigued me,
Uh-oh.
okay, is the buildup of an investment portfolio. And this is kind of the realtor, the representative, and the lender side of it. How do you get them to understand investing in real estate is scalable? You're not going to get all of it at one time.
So it's all about numbers, right? You can actually create a retirement portfolio
Okay.
for real estate. So if you can actually do the numbers and figure out this is how many rentals do I need to
Okay.
be able to retire.
Right.
All right. So let's say a real estate, for every property that you have a $200
Cash flow?
cash flow.
Right.
That means that make up your income based on that $200 profit.
Right.
And that will determine how many properties you need in order to survive.
Right.
Once you have that, you can start weaning off your employment and start becoming a free, liberal human being able to do stuff.
Right. Okay.
So-
Well, Greg, it's the other great thing too is that if you've had your portfolio for a while, you can, like you were talking about earlier, is evaluating every, well, not weekly for your investment portfolio, but every 4 years. You said
Every 4 to 5 years, yes.
Right.
So if you're doing that, and then you actually have enough equity in there, then I'm assuming that we could get you like some DSCR loans for the debt service coverage ratios,
Yes.
and then you can have that liquid cash to live off of, long as if your properties are still able to cover all of that debt.
Exactly.
Okay. And D, when it comes to the representation aspect of it, and as a long time real estate professional, setting those expectations up front for those who want to invest in real estate, what process do you go through?
After hearing, a little bit of what the investor is trying to accomplish, I also look at the market area that they're wanting to stay
Right.
in. Some do have specific market areas they'd like to be in, but in Houston, sometimes they say inner loop, for example.
Right.
And sometimes their expectations are unrealistic.
Mhm.
So you may have, your buddy that got a great deal. Sometimes those are 1 in a million.
One
You
in
know
a
what I'm
million.
saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And so they just expect that this is happening all the time because our city's pretty big. Yeah, you're going to get a good deal every once in a while, but for the most part, you just got to get the smart deal, the one that's making sense on paper. And as Chris Blackwell was stating, he and Jennifer have it down. I mean, they really give you the layout.
Right.
Here's everything in writing. Here's the numbers that we've crunched, and this is the reality of your situation. And this is how long it's going to take before you can expect a profit on this property. This is what you need to invest in it, and so forth. So you're going into your purchase educated.
Right.
You're not having false expectations, and you're feeling good because even if you're not making exactly what you want in the first year, you know that you will. You know where it's going.
But see, that's that scalable side. That's that the scalable and building up the units, the doors, so to speak, so that you can see what's your end result. And to revert back, you said about a good deal. A good deal. When I was a lender, I tell people all the time, when you find something you like, that's a good deal. It's not about the monetary gain today. It's a good deal if you find something you like and it fits your vision.
And it's sometimes it's not even looking at what is generating today, but what can
Yes.
it
Your
generate
future.
tomorrow.
That's right. That's
You
a
know,
division.
me and
It's your
Chris were
vision.
working with a buyer, and she was living in her primary home. She wanted to become an investor. That was
Yes.
her thing. She wanted, and I talked her through, and it was most her thing was fear. And at a moment she stopped, and I said, you know what, you're just scared. I really came out. She goes, yeah, you're right. And I go, okay, so you got to overcome that. Because if for much properties that we show you, for much of the numbers that I explained to you, if you're not able as an individual to overcome that, you will never, for much that I turn blue here, and
It's
she
never
kept
gonna
putting
work.
excuses and excuses. Like she had, she was, her daughter was moving to college. Well, if you see, this is the difference. If she would have put all her ducks in a row, we could have told her, buy a property where your
Daughter's gonna be.
Your daughter's going to be, and
Because she's going to be in a dorm room, so instead of you paying fees
Exactly.
for a dorm room,
But-
you're
and
buying
we,
something
we
else.
actually got her into contract to come to find out I don't have the down payment, but you showed me in your financials that you did.
So I'm not going to lie. I called Jennifer and I said, I thought you said this woman had enough money.
She did. Look.
She said she ain't got that no more.
I'm the word had.
So again, if if you're working with a lender and you're serious about a purchase, don't make any major purchases or changes within the financing that
financials,
you
yeah.
provided the lender to review
Right.
in the middle of trying to do something,
Yeah.
because that again, the lender is the key to you making this
Yeah.
successful. You can't hide stuff.
And I do want to go ahead and just give a little credit this week. We actually got a call from one of the investors that we have in property management, and we're talking about a few things. And one of his remarks is that Stephen Blackwell, who handles the day-to-day of our property management, he was on the phone with. He goes,
AKA Charlie Sheen.
Yes, AKA Charlie Sheen. But the investor actually told him, I know that you guys are always trying to get me the best deal.
Yes.
Because there was some things that were happening with the roof, and so Stephen Blackwell and the handyman that we have on hand, one of the many, actually did, and you saw what was it going to take to get this property in good condition. And but they were actually able to work it out to where it was going to cost him $800.
But see, in all honesty here, we give Stephen a hard time. I give Stephen a hard time, all right? But let me tell you about his thoroughness, okay?
Yeah.
He was trying to send me to federal penitentiary the other day, okay? I'm teaching the class, and I get this note, and he says, you gave me a counterfeit cashier's check. And I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
We were making fun of it. It was like, is that how you guys make your money?
So I leave. Remember the torrential storm we were in? It was that day. I was in Manville, people. I drove all the way from Manville to Copperfield near Cypress, all right? This is not across the street, all right? So we get there, and I'm in the office with the individual who is helping me not go to federal penitentiary based upon Stephen's recommendation.
Because Danielle can't help you with
Danielle
that. She's
can't
a
help me with
criminal.
that, all right? So we get on the phone, and I put the phone on speakerphone, right? You talk about somebody have all their ducks in a row before they can start a conversation. Stephen had a response for everything the banker said. All right, the banker put it on mute and said, "Who is this guy? Just deal with it."
It's my business partner for a reason.
Just deal with it.
He got my back.
Yeah, right. Just deal with it. So the banker guy comes back on the phone. I talk to Steve. We get everything worked out. We hung on the phone. The banker said, "Who is that?" I said, "Well, we're partners in a venture and stuff like that." And he is kind of scary. I admit that. All right. And he says, "Oh my God, I didn't know what to say." He's that prepared.
Yes.
He's
Well, the
that
good
prepared.
thing is that he went to another branch and got a vice president out of his office to come sign it because the credit union didn't issue a cashier's check. They issued an official check, which was issued through MoneyGram.
See, I didn't know none of that. All I
Issued
know
through
is
the money order company that has been having problems with counterfeit money orders.
So all I know is he sends me a link saying, go to this link.
Go read this.
And read this. And I'm like, this man got me thinking I'm issuing counterfeit checks.
I was like, oh my God, babe, they're under the law. They have to report this. You better go over there now.
Yes. That's why I got in the torrential rainstorm to get over there, because my name is out there in the universe and I'm passing counterfeit checks. So,
He always dodging tornadoes.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, what the hell?
You can't ain't going to jail now, damn it. We're just closing the house.
And our producer's reminding us you didn't do the HAR City of the Week.
Oh, I didn't. But because this is why.
You got interrupted.
I got interrupted. We had a break. That's why I forgot. Okay. But we can do the HAR right now. Okay. So our studio, our third studio is HAR, and this is that situation where you actually will need to reach out to our extraordinary broker owner, Dina Ramos Salazar. Okay. So she's not Salazar no more.
She just Dina Ramos.
Ramos.
That's Ramos. That'd be Miss Ramos. So if you could bring up that for our lovely producer, so we could look at that. Look at that.
Ooh,
look at that.
I like it.
This is a 5-bedroom, 6.5 bath, 7,884 square foot home for $3.1 million.
The ironwork.
That is nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful, right? And it's located at 11714 Direct Drive. That will be her favorite room, people.
And there's no ladder in the wine
There's no
cellar.
ladder, yeah, so I can put stuff up high. She'll be okay.
You had the whiskey.
Okay, now.
Climb up there.
Hell yeah, good.
She gonna treat the wine racks like a ladder. Okay, there you go. Now this extraordinary home is in 77024, which is over in the Memorial Villages. And if you are interested in seeing this home, you contact Dina Ramos, broker owner of Platinum One Properties, for more information at 832-646-9054. That's 832-646-9054. And always look at that in-house bar. That's where I'll be hanging out at. So remember, this is the Real Estate You Show, and you always have to like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification button. Here's the outdoor kitchen.
I love that.
I do too. And there's not too many chairs.
No, not many chairs. No.
You'd be okay.
No, I'd burn those other two chairs. Leave me out there by myself. Okay.
So we're buying a dining room set.
Oh
Right?
God.
And I'm telling babe we should get 8. He goes, what the hell for? We're 6. And I go, like, company. He goes,
I don't like them people.
no, I don't like no damn company.
No damn company. Look, the ones we got in the house, they lucky they up in there.
Oh my God.
That's because you made them.
That's the reason?
Yeah, apparently. You legally required.
It's a legal requirement. It's a legal requirement. Who knew?
Food and clothes. And make sure they go to school.
Oh, God. Jeez, that's just too much pressure.
Basic requirements.
So, do we have a lot of stuff coming up this week?
Yes.
We do.
Okay, we got events coming up. We got showings. We got contractual obligations, classes. I'm teaching class Wednesday, and Michelle's going to be there being her off-site producer hat on. And then I have that same night I'm teaching at Perry Homes back in Manville. Hopefully I don't get another call from Stephen Blackwell.
Just to be writing no hot checks.
Don't write no hot checks?
That class is Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, the 31st.
He's mind bad.
Tuesday, my mind bad. My mind bad. Okay, so we have that. And what do you have going on there, Mr. Blackwell?
So this weekend we're actually going to be working on our commercial for Milago.
Yes. Which you've been threatening for weeks now, but go ahead.
Yes, but we had to make sure everything got up and going. So I think Charlie Sheens gave us the green light for that. So we'll be good with that. And then also just marketing our current listings. We have an investor that has actually put 2 more properties on the market. Okay. Because he's the one who's wanting to start his own business, so he's wanting his liquid assets. Okay. But that's really what I got going on.
How about D?
Same thing. We're working together, trying to get those listings off the market as soon as possible. Trying to find more investment listings for the folks that have expressed interest this past week. So
and we're going to be working on some marketing for property management as well to grow our property
and we're
management
also
portfolio.
I'm meeting with our client and friend Drew to get the allocation of listings for everybody that was at the meeting the other day.
And Ms. Ramos will be interviewing Drew.
Yes.
So that'll be coming up as well.
There you go. Yes. And that'll be Alta Homes. He's a client of ours. He's a friend of ours. And we have the whole thing. And Miss Nina, we got 1 minute. What you got going on?
I am going to party.
No, she's not. She's moving and unpacking.
Yes, guys. It's been a week and a half.
But the good news is that you guys closed on the new house.
Yes, we closed on the new house. We moved in. So hopefully today will be our first night at our home.
Yay.
Not me. I'm
You
leaving
can
town.
say, you know what? I'm fine with that. People, I'm fine.
I ain't going home, damn it. Tell the people bye, people.
Bye.
Like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell.